I've never been so right about anything in my entire life. And again, since the new president-elect came into the United States, the new president-elect made his way onto the podium there. And now you're going to see Amerifornia full blast. America's, again, 4 years, 5 years behind of where Canada is for the cost, like pricing and stuff, and Australia and all these other countries. So with Amerifornia on its way, it's going to be very interesting to see what Americans do about it. Canadians did diddly squat. More and more Canadians are being forced into homelessness. More and more Canadians can't even afford to rub two nickels together. And most people that are staying afloat are using the equity in their homes and using their homes as ATM machines. But people are saying, Mike, a lot of people are like that in California and stuff. Yeah, but a lot of people are holding on to $1 million plus, $800,000 million plus mortgage. Right, where people in Alabama have a $160,000 mortgage. Big difference. Once Amerifornia hits and the wave hits, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Like my dad used to say, just pretend I told you nothing. And in Portuguese, it says, faz conta que não disse nada. Just pretend I said nothing. That's what my dad used to say to me all the time. Faz conta que não disse nada. I didn't say nothing to you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. But anyways, DMV wants $90 to give me an ID that I already have, says Mr. Wright. Yeah, Mr. Wright's not too happy right now. Not too happy in the comments with the cost of living going up, but the standard of living is going down. So you got the cost going up and the standard going down. So it's like, you know, it's like paying a first class ticket on the RMS Titanic and then them putting you on in the room down below or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like them putting you down in steerage or something. So that's what I see happening a lot right now. So anyways, let's get over to, there we go. Goodbye. All right, let me fix this screen here so it doesn't look so awkward. Like I'm trying to get this thing here working, roll, rock and roll. All right, that's better now. All right, doesn't look too strange. All right, guys, so let's go back here. Comments are rolling. Thank you, Tig. The hunger pandemic is approaching, says the Raven. All right, so here it is. Let's get to our actual article. They just keep playing stuff on that other channel just to get our attention. So let's go over to our thing here. Here it is. Canada and New Zealand both have a hot housing markets, but only one has a plan to cool things down. And it's either, I know it's New Zealand because I know what they've been up to. Economy needs growth. Do we need measures right now with respect to housing? Right now, the economy is weak. We're just on the second wave. I think we need support. We need growth that we could get. So again, they are hedging. You know what they're hedging on? Do you know what they're hedging on? The price of housing to stay up so the economy can stay strong, because New Zealand's like almost 90% of its GDP is housing. Right there. Right there. It's housing. So now they want people to continue being bought out of their own markets, and they want the Mickey Mousing to continue where their locals are being bought out of their own markets. So here it is. Look. It says it right here in English. Look. Look. Do we need measures right now with respect to housing? You needed measures for the last 10 years, I say. The last 10 years, not the last 10 minutes. The last 10 years. Because people have been bought out of their own markets for a decade now. I have people who are 17 years old that were watching my channel 10 years ago and making fun of me. Oh, look at this idiot thinks housing is going to keep going up forever. Oh, this idiot thinks a correction's not going to happen. It's been 10 years. These people are 27 now. And a guy emailed me and said, I was 17 when I saw your first video. I thought you were the biggest idiot on YouTube. And now I'm 27. And now my mom's selling the home and moving into a care home or something. And now I got nowhere to go. And that's what's happening right now. So there it is. Measures are needed right now to put some sort of it's not within line. Wages need to be in line. Wages need to drive housing markets, not foreign investing. Foreign investing is destroying housing markets. And that's the housing market. And that's the problem we're having right now. And this is the problem we have to deal with right now. Now, Amerifornia is coming. Just pretend I said nothing, okay? Pretend I said nothing. All right, here it is. Now, again, they're going to blame COVID. New Zealand's virus success unleashes. So the success in the virus of, I guess, removing it, runaway housing prices. So they got to pin it on something. What's the best thing to pin it on? COVID. COVID is the best thing to pin it on. Why? Because it's the scapegoat. It's going to be this, and the Trump administration are going to be the things to blame for the next 1,000 years. So we got Piers Morgan. Wow, that guy looks terrible in that picture. Wow. Okay, here we go. File. In this August 13, 28 file photo. Okay, this is a new article from a few days ago. So let's go over here. Wellington, New Zealand. New Zealand's success in battling the COVID has unleashed an unanticipated problem, skyrocketing housing prices. So we know what New Zealand did 4 years ago, or 4 years ago. They banned foreign investing. But there's so many loopholes in it, it doesn't even make any sense to have the law anyway, right? Right. So, political foolishness is saying housing is a head fake. Flooding the market with foreign buyers is killing the economy. It's destroyed. It's destroyed the fabric of what it means to be Canadian. Now it's all about money. Okay, so we got here, we don't care. They're going to blame it on COVID. New Zealand has managed to stamp out community spread. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. These prices are high under almost any comparison with other developing nations, especially considering most of New Zealand homes do not come with double glazing, central heating, or other features. So you don't even get central heat in these houses. So if it's cold outside, you're screwed, and your walls are going to get molded to crap. You're going to have moldy walls and mildew and all kinds of crap because you don't even have central heat in these houses, and they're over $1 million. What a ripoff. What a ripoff. And then you go to the news. Everybody, look, this is the most watched right here. Look at the most watched right here. CTV National News response from the palace. Right there, palace. Piers Morgan, I believe in freedom of speech. Right there. Look at this. CTV National News. Their swift departure. Who are these people? Right there. No one's talking about what's happening here. The important stuff. Runaway housing prices. That means the runaway middle class is disappearing. But then you get these articles on the side that nobody cares about. Climate barometer. Hold on. Let me switch camera. Climate barometer. Yeah. Let's hope it gets warmer, because when people are sleeping out on the streets and they realize that they got duped by their governments, then we got to start figuring things out real quick in a heartbeat. So guys, if you're watching this right now, I'm on a roll. Go ahead and share this video right now live. All right, let's keep going here. So good news if you're living in Australia and you're a homeowner. Provided you don't have a mortgage and you don't have a looming debt and credit card and revolving debt and student loans and all kinds of crap that you bought on credits. 1.06 million. Sydney house prices hit new record high. Here it is, guys. That's it. A house. A house. No. A house. This is not... We're not talking about a plantation. We're not talking about a manor like Wayne Manor. We ain't talking about the Taj Mahal. We're talking about a house that's probably 50 plus years old. Just surpassed $1 million in Sydney. Hold on a sec. Right there. So unless people in Australia, I think the average person in Australia in Sydney needs to make about $200,000 plus a year family income to just pay a mortgage, minimum payment on a mortgage. And we're not talking about paying off the house. Paying off the house is what we did back in the 80s when mortgage rates were at 13%. Oh, yeah. So, guys, go ahead and share this video. Get this out there right now while we're live. CoreLogic Daily Hedonic Home Value Index in Sydney. There it is. Just passed $1 million. $1 million. More cheap money in the markets. Sydney housing boom lifts value to record highs. Oh my God, this guy is talking about something. Nobody cares. The fresh record high is great for new Sydney homeowners, but highlights that highlights the challenge for non-home owners looking to participate in the housing market. Again, let's go back to basics here. Again, people that were 10 years old 10 years ago are 20 now. Back in my day, like back in the day, in the 80s and early 90s, if you were still living with your parents when you were 19 or 20, people looked at you funny. Now, people that were 20 back 10 years ago are 30 today. They're looking at this. They're not going to get in. There's no fresh blood coming into markets. This is a major issue, I say. So here it is. Sydney housing boom lifts values to record high. Here it is. The Sydney Morning Herald. Runaway house prices is this year's looming issue no one wants to touch. That's it. Get you. Yeah. Bid it up. Bid it up. Bid it up. The Reverse Bank chairman, Philip Lowe, told Australian Financial Review Business Summit that he was essentially keeping an eye on the property market, but that holding interest rates at their current historically low level was front and center of his economic agenda. He conceded that rising house prices that were accompanied by stagnant wage growth was not ideal. Oh, you don't think so? You don't think that wages for the last 30 years haven't kept up with the price of housing, and now you think this is an issue? Hold on, watch this. Right there. Another one. I should get my fart meter in here. I should get some farting going on here. So we got D-Man saying, thank God I'm drinking vodka now. Thank you, D. It's the only way you could bear this show. Okay. So, Crazy Shredder saying lockdowns every 6 months to reduce emissions. Better yet, 6-month-long lockdowns every 2 years. Or if you're really ambitious, 2-month-long lockdowns every 6 weeks to comment from climate change site. Okay. That's a comment from the climate change site. Sorry. All right. So let's move over to Canada. We're in Australia and New Zealand. Let's see what's happening in Canada. Bank of Canada will try to suppress rates, says housing stronger than expected. And there it is. Canada's central bank rate announcement was brief, but had a lot of details for investors to unpack. Bank of Canada announced that it would be making no changes to the rates at this time, as widely expected. So right now, the cheapest rate you could get is with Citibank, 0.99%. Canadian real estate prints 19th quarter in bubble territory, U.S. Federal Reserve. So there it is, 19th quarter. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's, I'm just trying to think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, since since we've been doing this channel. Canadian real estate buyers are driving up prices using irrational exuberance, says U.S. Federal Reserve. The data shows that Canada home buyers were exuberant in Q3 in 2020. This is why buyers disregard fundamentals. What the heck is going on? Fundamentals. What about COVID? What about Covista? People losing jobs, people on stimulus. Who the hell is buying this stuff? Right here, watch this. Right there, it says buying it right there. So we got a lot of people breaking open some beverages while watching the show. Go ahead and grab your beverage. Well, if you want to grab a beer or something, go ahead and grab a beverage if you want. So here it is. How to read the exuberance indicator. We already talked about this. So there it is. There's the critical value, and then there is the exuberance. So that's Canada exuberance index. So shoot. There it is right there. Exuberance. The critical value is in red, and there's the Canadian exuberance value right there. So, I mean, is Canadian real estate in a bubble? According to the Fed's research, yes. This is a market driven by exuberance. Only 5 consecutive quarters make the market exuberant. And Canada has 19 consecutive quarters. So I should have mentioned that early. 5 quarters makes it exuberant. 19 consecutive quarters, you know what that makes it? Ludicrous. It makes it absolutely ludicrous. 19 consecutive. It may be up for debate if it was maybe 1 or 2 quarters over the threshold, but at this point, come on. That's what they say. But at this point, come on. And there it is. Wages are not keeping up. And this is why Amerifornia is coming. And I've been talking about Amerifornia for a long time. No one even subscribes to my channel. But you know what? You guys do, and I love you guys. But you know what I'm saying is that this Amerifornia is going to be a big deal. Let's go back to Better Dwelling and see what they have going on here. RBC sees Bank of Canada raising rates earlier than current guidance. Why? Because the bond market is putting pressure right now and raising prices. The bond markets are raising interest, putting pressure on rates and moving them up. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. Bank of Canada wants a housing bubble while the other central bank tries to pop them. Yeah, this is out of control, guys. This is totally out of control. Canadian mortgage delinquencies fall in 26 cities as markets flood with cheap credit. Well, you're going to get the cheap money. But what's going to happen if they raise rates? A lot of people are saying they'll never raise rates again. Ever. Ever, ever, forever. All right, let's keep going here. Even foreign real estate buyers are dumping Vancouver for the suburbs. This is a big problem because right now the price of housing in my area, I bought my house for $260. You can watch a video on my or $290 or $280 on my channel. I give you a tour of my house like 3 times. Some updates I've done on it, cleaning it, throwing out garbage. I paid under $300 for my house. And I got an assessment. They say it's worth $533 in a matter of a couple of years. And I did, you know, I don't. People say, oh, you should be happy. I'm like, no! I bought a house to raise a family, not to make money. Because that's what housing is for. Canada's construction investment may be pausing to see if work from home sticks. So they're going to see if they're going to build these skyscrapers in smaller towns so people could afford to buy in smaller towns now. So you're going to see Skyscraper City coming soon to a little small town near you. Oh, yeah. All right, let's move on. Here it is, guys. There's the article of the day. This is the main article. Texas is the future if only it doesn't become California. Amerifornia is coming to town. People are flocking to Lone Star State, lured by ample land, big, diverse cities, and growing economy to keep thriving. A new paradigmatism is needed. More Americans are realizing that Texas is the future with the vast land area, thriving cities, and ample resources, cosmopolitan diversity. The Lone Star State is attracting inflows of population from all over the country, and the news media seems to recognize the state's importance, but it's going to fulfill its promise. Texas will have to make some changes. Okay, Amerifornia. So what's Amerifornia? Well, it's basically every affordable city in America will turn into California, basically, and that what's going to happen is you're going to have high unemployment. Real estate will be untouchable by the middle class, unless they're already in real estate. A couple of generations will be completely bought out of their own markets as they're born and raised. For example, in Texas, the cost of living will be so horrendous that it's going to push so many working class, middle class people into poverty and homelessness, and it's going to push, listen to me, people with college degrees into poverty and homelessness. That's because this is what's happening in Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, and New Zealand. And I've been connecting these dots for many years. Now, Amerifornia, with the new president-elect, Joe Biden, is going to help bring Amerifornia into light. So you're going to start to see this mass exodus of people from all these states, and there it is. Here's the, there it is. There's a graph right here that's pointing this out to us. Moving to Texas, as more people move to the Lone Star States, its population is catching up to California. So there it is. Population catching up. Dysfunctional California politics have made housing unaffordable, causing people to flee to Texas, sprawling, comparatively cheap suburbia, and low tax rates. But if Texas is going to provide housing, jobs, and high quality of life to those new arrivals, and thus ensure the boom continues, it's going to have to improve its energy infrastructure, technology policy, universities, and urbanism. Nope. Give it 5 years, mark my words, 5 years. By 2027, Texas's GDP 80% of Texas's GDP will be based off real estate housing, construction, real estate, the fire markets, right? Insurance, all that garbage, brokers, all that crap. That's what's is gonna make up Texas' economy, just like California is right now. And look where California is. Amerifornia is coming, no doubt. And this right here. Let's go back here. It says here that it's trying to turn energy into a culture war. Won't do anything to help the average Texan. It's simply limit the state's ability to take advantage of the renewable energy technologies that are becoming cheaper by the day. Instead, Texas should embrace the pragmatism and of the late businessman T. Boone Pickens, who switched from oil baron to champion of wind power. And you guys know what happened in Texas. And this article's after this big shutdown, right? March 10, right here. It's right after this big blackout and people dying and freezing in their beds in Texas. They're still going with T. Boone Pickens. They're still saying that's the way to go. Wow. Diversifying Texas' energy mix will also help expand its economy. So I don't think in the next 5 years, Texas economy will be based off energy anymore. It'll be based off... Hold on. Let's get some cheering. Cheering. What we got cheering? Housing. It will be housing. God bless America. So that's it. Amerifornia is coming. Texas is already headlining it. Texas is the future if only it doesn't become California. They're starting to smell what I've been saying. Economist says North Texas sellers market result of perfect storm. So on the channel, we did several perfect storm videos, economic perfect storm coming for the real estate market. So just months before northern Texas real estate market came to near halts during the shutdown, it's not only rebounded, it's exploded. I think the first 17, 18 houses that I wanted my realtor to look at were all under contract. So there it is. It's first-time home buyers that are getting hit with this. But after renting for several years, jumping back into the market in Collin County felt like a game he's never played. So we've been playing this game. We've been playing this game in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the UK for years. So it's starting in Texas. It's starting the big takeover, Amerifornia. So here it is. Let's keep going here. Unlike previous time he'd purchased a home in Plumlee, he said he couldn't schedule showings when it worked the best for his schedule. Waiting too long after a house was listed was like it meant it would be snatched up before he'd get a chance to see it. So we'd need to go in. What are the comps? Do we want to try to bid on to compete with it? Do I pay above what he thinks it appraises for? Oh, Texas people, Texicans. You can throw appraisals right out the window because your properties are going to be starting to sell sight unseen. People with cell phones, they're going to be looking at them. They're going to be nodding and then bidding and nodding and bidding to somebody over in China, and your property is gone. Your property isn't sold to you. It'll be sold to somebody, and it'll be left empty, like California. Like half the state's empty, and so is Washington State, and so is Oregon. Okay, what's going on? Florida's housing crisis again. Nearly 1 in 3 American households is facing imminent eviction or foreclosure. That's according to the data collected by U.S. Census Bureau, reported by NBC6 South Florida in December. At the time, the CDC ordered federal eviction moratorium was nearing its expiration, as were moratoria put in place to state governments across the country. So there it is right there. Florida is massive housing crisis there. Affordability is getting out of reach. Florida trend. Is Florida housing market booming? Is the crash ahead? No. If they're following the same playbook like Canada and all the other English-speaking liberal-speaking countries out there right now that America now is run by a liberal representative, and that's it. There's no crash ahead. They're going to keep this going for as long as they could humanly possibly can. They could let this go for years. So let's move on. So this is sent to me from someone in North Carolina that watches the show. Rally leaders creating injustice in housing market, wake coalition. So again, We have tax dollars to ensure that people have a sustainable place to live. So they're talking about affordable housing, and and more units need to be built in North Carolina because more people are leaving the more expensive states and moving south. And affordable to who? Desperate promise residents weary of Raleigh solving housing crisis. So for people living in South Carolina, let's see if this comes up. Vancouver now considers. Okay, this is the one here. So for a one bedroom, if you're living in Canada, City of Vancouver now deems $2,056 rent for a one bedroom unit affordable. So what does affordable mean? So in Raleigh, North Carolina, they want affordable housing, right? But is it affordable like Vancouver, where $2,056 for one bedroom? Here, let's see. Let me see if I can find the one where it's like $4,000 for here. Okay, so that's a tax hike to help affordable housing. So they're gonna raise taxes on other people. I want to see if I could find that $3,400. If it's here, I think it's $3,700. No, I can't find that other one. Damn. There's one that basically talks about now living in Vancouver, affordable housing is $3,400 a month for affordable housing for people that are in affordable housing level. House prices tipped to rise by twice as much as Yorkshire as in London. So again, Yorkshire, this is in England. What's happening? Well, prices are going. Savills say outlook for UK housing market is improving, with Yorkshire set for 28% gain in 5 years. Guys, wages are not going up that much in 5 years. So what are they like clapping? What's all this? Property prices in Yorkshire and Northwest could rise almost 30% over the next 5 years, more than double the rate of the growth in London, a leading property firm has predicted. Researchers at Savills has expected home prices to remain flat across in 2021 across the UK, but measures to support the market. So a lot of people are moving out of London into other boroughs, and they're pushing up the pricing. And human waste could be used to heat new homes in London. So here it goes. They're going to start using poo to warm you up.